Hey, this is the video for Diffusion.2. So go ahead, set up your Cornell notes. Remember, start a new page for your entry. Pay attention to this essential vocabulary. We will be looking at the words cell membrane and active transport. So the cell membrane at a molecular level looks something like this. It is actually a phospholipid bilayer with a hydrophobic and a hydrophilic areas. You don't have to know any of that. But basically it looks like a bunch of tennis balls floating on top of a pool. And these tennis balls allow particles to go in and out. It's not as simple as a plastic bag or, like a Ziploc bag holding some water in. It's a lot more complex. But our definition is that it is a semi-permeable organelle that permits particles to move in and out of the cell. Now, on these cell membranes, there are going to be proteins that are going to assist in this process. Now, you don't have to know all of these details. This represents inside of the cell. This represents outside of the cell. But in your notes, you can draw and label. Literally, you don't have to put all of this stuff inside because we haven't gone over any of this yet. But you can literally just label the outside of the cell as the cell membrane. All right, so sometimes you're going to have a large concentration of particles outside of a cell and a low concentration of particles inside of the cell. And in the case of these sodium ions, they can be toxic if they build up inside of a cell, so the cell wants to get rid of them. However, it's not possible to go from a low concentration to a high concentration. It won't do that naturally. It requires something called active transport. And active transport is the movement of particles from a low concentration to high concentration. And because it's going against this gradient, it requires energy in the form of ATP. Now, what does this look like? So we have this ATP, we have this surface protein. This protein is going to assist with particles moving into and out of the cell. The ATP is nearing this protein, and the sodium starts moving towards this protein as well. The ATP releases one of its phosphates, becomes ADP, goes from adenosine triphosphate to adenosine diphosphate. You don't have to know that. What you do need to know is it provides energy, and that energy assists in moving the sodium outside of the cell. So it went from a low concentration to an area that had a higher concentration. That is, in a nutshell, active transport. So I would like you to complete your check for understanding to ensure that you have a grasp of the information that we covered. So I hope that this video was informative. I thank you for your attention. I will see you soon.